So I wanted to tell you about some of the good things, bad things, and some ugly things about Paris. Yes, there's some ugly things. Um, so first I would say, the good things about Paris is definitely the beautiful, well, I went there in July, so and it wasn't really hot. I must say maybe like 80s or something like that. But the architecture there is gorgeous. Like every photo you take is almost like a postcard. I know I have one of the Eiffel Tower that looks like, a professional took it. So the architecture there is just gorgeous. There's beautiful statues everywhere, beautiful gardens. So that's one thing. The other thing is the food, of course. It's Paris. So anything, creams and cheeses and bread, so you go there to eat. So don't hold back. You're gonna walk it off anyway. So just have at it. I mean, it's some good food there. Also, I would say the museums there are plenty, and they have some of the best artists there. So I would say definitely take some time out to really visit the museums there, because those are authentic, real ones. They're not duplicates, most of them. So I would say, put it in your plans to go to the museum, especially the Louvre, because it's like one of the main attractions. And one little tip: make sure that you're there. You're going to spend a good day at the Louvre itself. So that's one thing you really want to plan into your schedule. Some of the bad things I would say, I think, is the tourists, of course. I mean, you're in Paris, so you're going to have a lot of tourists there. So there's usually packs of tourists, large crowds that you'll see throughout the parks. It's just something you have to expect. The other thing would be long lines at the attractions, like the Eiffel Tower. To go up to the top, there's usually long lines. The Louvre, there's usually long lines. So these things, just make sure that you get there in enough time to have a good spot in those lines, and have patience, because you're going to have to be in a line. It's just how it's just how it is. The other main thing that got on my nerves is the fear of pickpockets. I'm in Paris, I don't want to have to hold on to my pocket, like get up my, always looking around and being aware of your surroundings. Really, when you go anywhere, you should do that. Even if you're in the States or traveling abroad, you should always be aware of your personal items, because not everybody have your philosophy. So it's just, I didn't like that it is such a huge thing. There was a sign in the Louvre about beware pickpockets, because the crowds are so close to you. You're so packed in the lines, or people moving around, and you're just distracted because you're looking at the portraits and all. So that's just something that I really didn't like about Paris. So the other thing I did not like is everything in Europe, period, is really expensive, especially Paris. But I mean, breakfast could be $30 US. I mean, it's just expensive. Like hotels, traveling, food, everything is just a little bit. So make sure that you really plan ahead, so you can just really enjoy and not have to count all those pennies when you're there. Some of the ugly things about Paris, I think, is when we commuted in the metro station. Of course, in the subway, it's their local system, so everyone spoke French. So it's just, things are more in French. So it's just really good for you to have a little bit of French when you're down there, especially if you're lost. Prepare and go for that with a little something to help you navigate the systems a little bit better. And another really ugly thing I didn't like is our last day in Paris. There was the Independence Day, and there were fireworks, and all the people were out, and the subways closed at 11. And that really made us upset, because how are you going to have a huge event like that and not provide public transportation? So we ended up getting home safely, but it was just such a hassle. So I really didn't appreciate that at all about Paris. I do want to add a little from my experience, a lot of people say that Parisian locals are rude. I did not have that experience. I found a lot of the locals to be very friendly. We didn't stay downtown or really close to like central Paris, so we stayed out a little ways, and it was a perfect location, I thought. But the locals around, like the restaurants, they had like a little Friday brunch or something. I can't, a little market, and the people there were very friendly as well. The people in the grocery store, everywhere. So I just didn't have that experience of rude locals in Paris. But to each his own. People have different experiences. But these are my good, bad, and ugly about Paris. I would love to hear about some of the good things that you found and some of the bad things, and of course some of the ugly things. So when I go next time,